YouTube, and that's something I wanted to talk about for a while now, but I'm going to talk about collector's editions, limited editions, steelbook editions, whatever editions. Now, throughout the years, some of them have been nice, some of them have not. Some of them just inflated, overpriced, not worth it. So the question is, what is worth it? Now, I've got quite a good amount of collector's editions, limited editions, whatever, and some of them I have been disappointed with. Now, one thing that is worth it are the little Tales of series. They got it numbered. So some of these limited editions, whatever, got them numbered. I consider these actual to go up in value afterwards. They're worth it to me. And I do have them all. But let me tell you, I think the last two were a little bit hard to get. I had to be on now in stock. Afterwards, they did get more, or I would say, I don't know, maybe it was the shipping issues, but they came in more stock afterwards. Even so, it's got a limited number on there. I guess there was a strike or whatever at that time, but some of these things were hard to get. Another thing I'm real happy to have is the Ni no Kuni. This was hell to get. I missed the first batch. I didn't think I was going to get any more. And they had a short amount of a second wave that came in, and I was able to get one. But trust me, there's a lot of people complaining about this. And the price did go up on it. So right now, I think it's like 150 to like, well, some of them are at 150. But others are still at like 250, 300. So the price is still going up. This is worth it to me because you can still find it at a decent price. It was like, I think 110 when it first came out or something like that. 129.99. So you can still get it for 150. It's kind of crazy because the sequel is at 200. This is something that I'm not liking. I'm seeing a trend of collector's edition, limited editions. The prices are going up. I don't know what these game studios are doing. I don't know what the retailers are doing. But I do know that GameStop is the devil. GameStop is buying exclusives up left and right, and they're jacking the prices up to 200. Collector's editions were never really 200, some of them rarely, but now that seems to be the price point a lot of these companies are doing, is going up to 200. I'm not happy to buy the sequel at 200 for the collector's edition, but I did put a pre-order, and it sucks, because somebody who's limited in money is a gamble. You want to take that gamble or not? Eventually, I see like maybe in 30 years, this is going to be like the next Earthbound. And somebody who lost their retro collection, I don't think I will ever get Earthbound again, the big box. And to me, that was one of the earliest collector's editions. Well, I'm going to call it collector's editions because it was a big box, with the manual, the big giant strategy guide. It's real hard on people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, try to find a good price on Earthbound. I say probably when I got out of the military, like 2004, 2005, they still at price of 250 to 300. Now they're over 1,000. Another thing that's hard to find, I would say, is the Vita. Vita had 2 games. They had the Persona Solid Gold Edition. That was Persona 4. I missed that. Now that's up to 1,000. You may find some still at a lower price of 200, 300. It's decent, but I don't want to pay another no 200 for something that was like 100. Another one that you ain't ever gonna find because I think they only have 500 copies was the Hyper Neptunia Rebirth 1. That only like had 500 copies. That's over 1,000. You're not gonna get it under 1,000. And then you have Nintendo. Nintendo collector's editions, well, they're amiibos. It's like you're a big company, but now you can't even keep your items in stock. Amiibos, your classic edition consoles. I was blessed on 2 things. I was able to get the Zelda Majora's Mask 3D with the Skull Kid. I missed the first wave. I was able to get the second wave, and people didn't even know there was going to be a second wave. I was one of the first to get it, and it sold out quick. A lot of complaints. And then we got this bad boy I'm real happy to get. This was a blessing to get. And that was the Zelda Breath of the Wind. And this is the Masters Edition. I was able to get this in the first wave. I stayed up most of the night. I think around 3, 4 a.m. these things went live. I was able to get one in, and they sold out quick. There was no second wave. And the reason being, because it's really limited. Each store only got 2 copies. And that's something. Like I said, that's this bad. There's no, I mean, they're not meeting demands. I'm really disappointed in Nintendo. Now let's get back to GameStop. GameStop, like I said, buying all the exclusives for collector's editions, steelbook editions, whatever for the games. Me personally, I prefer them on Amazon because I get my 20%. You got those with Best Buy, they got their 20% in their gamer coupons, whatever you want to call it. GameStop, there's no free shipping. There's no real good deals. Example, the new Xbox gonna come out. They got a limited edition console, or what you want to call it, called Project Scorpio. It's just a name on it. And that counts as a limited console, right? Just a name on it. And on the controller. Their deal is for a regular Xbox One, trade-in value, $100. BioShock, a great game, came out with a collection for the PS4, and guess what? Even so, this game has been out for a while, and the price dropped on it at a good price. You can get this for maybe like $20 to $25 now. Some places still $30. GameStop got an exclusive for it, exclusive collector's edition with the Big Daddy statue with the little girl. $200. The game you can get $20 to $30. So you're buying the statue for $170, $180. Around that price range, including taxes or whatever. For Never GameStop, no free shipping. You would think that'd be like other companies, once they hit $100, free shipping. No. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, or whatever you want to call it. Best Buy has the collector's edition and deluxe. GameStop, you already know it, but this is overpriced. No deals. Amazon does not have a collector's edition and a deluxe edition. They got it, as DLC, but no physical. I don't know if they're waiting. Maybe they're going to get some copies to the end, because it's kind of like WWE 2K18 collector's edition. I'm waiting for Amazon to get them out. I don't know what's going on with them, but I refuse to get them on GameStop. I refuse. But unfortunately, there are some editions that I did have to get. I had to get the Call of Duty World War II. I'm not happy about it, but GameStop is the only ones that had the Pro. I had to get it. I did not get the Resident Evil 7 Deluxe from GameStop. I said I was going to wait and wait. And yes, I did have to wait. But I finally found a brand new copy for $40 on eBay. Nobody scooped it up, but I did. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. GameStop still has it for like around $70, $80. And the collector's edition for the house, like I said, it's overpriced for the items. And you may not even get the... collector's editions used to have like what soundtrack and an art book. The art book used to be big, but then they went to the small little art books. But now they got these little dumb items they put in the filler items, and they overprice it. That Ghost Recon, that was boosted by GameStop. And this all started back with what? The Last of Us, when they had the Epidemic Edition. That was real limited. I'm upset I missed it. I didn't have the money at the time. and now you can't even get that for like $400. That thing is like at $500, $600 now. And then you had the BioShock. You had the what's the Lovebird edition or whatever. You can find that maybe like 150 online, but I mean it's still overpriced. I don't want to pay over 100 for it. Then you got these other type of games. You have the NIS, Iffy. These are JRPGs. They have always limited edition or whatever. It seems like a lot of games now, if they're a good company or AAA, whatever you want to call it, there's always a collector's edition, whatever. NIS, I never know if they're going to be limited stock or a lot of stock. You know, usually I check this by going to Amazon. If they got a limited edition, I'll get it off there. And if they don't, it's exclusive on this site, I'll just get it on this site. A lot of these things, afterwards, there's some sticking on it, but afterwards, the prices go up. You know, so I'm always trying to get it off the site if I can. You know. Another thing I'm not feeling, like I said, is other copies out there. There's a title that I want to get on, and it's the limited run. Limited run first started out with indie titles that come out, and they were doing it maybe one game per month and eventually 2 games. And now they're jacking it up to 8 to 9 releases. Every week there's a game. I've got a complete PS4 run. And even some of these got a second cover, you know. I went ahead and got the second cover for Bit Trip. So I got a complete run. I don't have all of them out because it's a lot. Like I said, I got them all except up to Night Trap. Night Trap is the second or third collector's edition, because guess what? Limited Run has now went with a limited run, limited run collectors limited runs. And this is a problem of greed. You know, it may seem like a good idea at first, and then it goes down. You know, I had the Darius collector's edition over there. I got the Lawbreakers collector's edition along with the Wonder Boy collector's edition. But when they got to the Wonder Boy, a lot of people got cheated out. They said they were putting in their carts and it disappeared. And that's when Limited Run says there is an issue with their scripting. There's I don't want to say hackers, but script writers or whatever. They found a way to bypass it, because I've done it before with Target trying to get on Jigglypuff. There's a way you can go ahead and put in your cart before it's actually out. And that's what people were doing. There was actually the scalpers. They were going ahead rewriting the script so they can get more copies. And Limited Run, because they even admitted it. There was an issue with Wonder Boy. A lot of people didn't get it. The script writers were doing that. And they tried to do something during the second time. They, you know, because they have 2 different runs, in the morning at 10 a.m. and another at 6 p.m. And the second run got real messy. I was able to get, you know, like I said, during the first run, every morning I get up to get these games, you know. But like I said, 6, 8 copies. Like I said, there's too many games they're putting out now. Every week there's 2, 3 games now. Then you got your collector's editions, limited run, editions. When it got to the Night Trap, I was there, and they didn't say anything about what they were about to do. As soon as the game went live, I put it in the cart. I was going to go to the payment. I got an error. I refreshed. The game was missing. What Limited Run did was they went ahead and refreshed their whole website script. That way those who are doing the script hacking would automatically have to put it back into the crate or whatever. They were supposed to do it 5 minutes or 2 minutes ahead of time. They didn't. They did exactly as it went live. So everybody got screwed during Night Trap. As soon as it came back on, it was sold out. Can you believe that? By the time I refreshed it and it came back, it was sold out. This really pissed everybody off, you know. It pissed me off real bad. Around 6 p.m., it went live and sold out again. As soon as it went live. So there's a script error. This the issue with me in limited run. If you know you got these little script hackers, script writers, or whatever, and they're getting extra copies, and you gotta go through the process of eliminating only 2 per person, and all these scalpers are getting it, you need to just put a halt. Don't sell any more games. Do not wait for next Friday to put more games up. Fix your issue. Apparently you need a new payment process, because what you have is not working. And for somebody who had a complete collection until up to Night Trap, I don't know if I want to keep going, you know. Of course I have to, because Ys Collector's Edition is this Friday. I want to go ahead and get it, you know, because I'm a fan of RPGs and I really want to get it. If I have the same issue again, I'm done with limited run. You know, I'm not going to do every week like I normally do. You know, because this used to be fun. I used to enjoy collecting, and some of these games do go up in value. That Saturday Night RPG, that's gone up in value. It's hard to find now. And now every week there's games. Every week there's a limited edition, a collector's edition. It's not fun no more, you know. These scalpers and script rewriters, they've ruined it for me. Oh, man. GameStop has ruined it for me. I admit, some of these things are fun to do. Some of them ain't. And there was something else I wanted to talk about, limited editions and collector's edition. I can't think of it right now. It's just the fact so many people do it, you know. A lot of times you get little extra items, you start wondering, is it really worth this? I don't mind soundtracks and art books, you know, as long as the art book is like an actual art book, you know, 60 pages or more, or, you know, something nice, colorful. Them little 8, 12 pages don't do it. The little tiny that don't work for me. These items are decent, but they're filler. They take up too much space to me. And that's kind of ironic. I'm saying take up too much space, but I got a lot of collector's editions. I mean, I got a wall, I got closets full, but this to me ain't worth it right here. This ain't worth it. This is worth it. This actually got quite a few things in it, you know. It may have some little wonky plush, or you know, like Catherine had like a pizza box that had drawers in it. But Persona 5, this to me is worth it. The Vita, like I said, the solid gold edition, that's hurtful because not a lot of copies were made. It's now going up in price. I don't want to pay over $100 for it, but there was enough copies for this. Still Your Heart edition, there's a lot of copies for this, so you can still get this at a good price. I recommend it. The game is great anyway, you know. Earlier you saw me unbox the Sonic. This is decent, but not for the price they're asking for. This is like maybe $30 to me, you know. The little cartridge with the ring in it and the metal card. This should have been a $30 item, you know. Oh, I remember what I want to talk about. Then you got the game companies like Ubisoft. First they started out with Assassin's Creed. You know, you got the figurine with their collector's edition, limited editions. And so they stop. They don't have the figure for like a certain game anymore. I think, was it Syndicate or the one before they didn't have a figure? I think Origins maybe. But then, you know, they have them as gold editions. And that's just with a season pass. Nothing else. But they want $100 for it. That's not worth it. If you got extra edition with just a season pass at $100, it's not worth it. And then you got Ubisoft coming back with the limited and collector's editions again. The new Assassin's Creed got extra editions. You know, you would think it would be a standard that's in a collector's edition and be done. But then you got limited, you got collectors, and then you got a super collector's edition. And you gotta have like some stupid, you know, you got like 2 different types of figures, and then you got like a stupid item in it, and that's trying to justify the $200 price, where Ubisoft is another company that does not have free shipping. So I got the Amazon one, you know, the Gods edition, but the one I wanted was on the Ubisoft site, but I wasn't going to pay that price. Another thing, they had that Far Cry, I think it was, with the antlers. Why? Why is it so expensive? I wasn't happy about that. All these editions. Why can't they just do it like how it used to be? $69.99. That was the original price for some of these limited collector's editions. And some little smart retailer, whatever, want to boost up the price to $100, so that became the standard. Saying it's $129.99, $159.99. Now $200. I mean, that's really not worth it to me. You know, these extra editions, you don't have to have like 4 or 5 different editions. That really kills it for me. I don't know, that's your take. Leave me some comments, tell me what you think, you know. Leave me some likes if you choose to, but please subscribe. Enjoy.